Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm like trying to figure out what space in my house I should be filming in, and I'm filming all these different types of videos that I've like never done before. So I feel like I'm literally giving like a mini house tour while putting out a video. So I'm coming to you today from my bedroom. I'm gonna be doing a like FAQ Q&A today. So I don't know why I haven't filmed a video like this yet. I get really asked so many questions in a day. I put out so much content on Instagram that it's only normal that people are obviously constantly asking me different things. But basically there's like always the same sort of questions that get asked. Not just that, I will also be responding to certain assumptions that people always make about me. I've done a lot of those like assume something about me and I'll tell you if it's true or false sort of question boxes on Instagram. So I kind of compiled the most frequently asked questions, most frequently assumed things, and I'm putting it into this video today. So if you guys like the idea of this video, or if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. So let's just get into it. I have a bunch of them written down here on my phone. Probably the thing that is like assumed about the most of me and asked the most about me is, are your lips real? I know they're really big and juicy, but they are real. I have never in my life had any filler put into my lips. I'm actually allergic to filler. I have these like dimples in my face. You actually can't really see them. Oh, there you go. I have these like dimples, they're like baby lines. And at one point I tried to fill them and my face blew up like a freaking golf ball. I actually should try to find the picture for this video. My face was like this, bright red. I had to go on anti-infection medication, like wake up throughout the night to take it. It was aggressive, but no, my lips are real. I'm going to insert a picture of me as a baby. You could see the realness of the lips. I just think that right now people in general cannot believe that anyone could have natural big lips because lip injections are like such a trend. I also film myself like this in the morning, so I'm like already swollen, and from the angle that I film, I think they look bigger. I think they look bigger than they are, because when I film on YouTube, they don't look as like large and in charge because I'm filming like facing myself. So my lips are real. Other injections that I have no filler in my face. I do Botox in my forehead, and I do it probably 3 times a year, sometimes 2 times a year, it depends, but 2 to 3 times a year, about like every 4 or 5 months, I get a little Botox touch up. And as you can see, my forehead, oh, it's fresh, does not move, barely, but the rest of my face moves a lot. So Botox in the forehead, I've been doing it since I am 28, 29, so I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years, and that is the work that I've done on my face. No nose job, no anything else. Yes, I wear lash extensions, and then I also, in terms of plastic surgery, because that is something that got asked a lot, I did do a breast augmentation 4 years ago, and to get into the specifics of it, I have 320 cc's, and that's it. So that is the extent of the surgeries, injectables, stuff that I do or have done, and I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really ever see myself doing much more than that. I definitely am not looking to not age. I would just like to age gracefully, and yeah, so that's that. Next question, and I get asked this all the time. You don't show your family on social media often, and are they against it? Do they support it? So my family is super supportive of what I do. When I first started, I think it maybe made them a little bit uncomfortable. I think it's always a little bit uncomfortable to like watch someone that you know putting themselves out there. I know that when my friends or people that I know start like filming themselves and talking to a camera, I'm kind of like, ooh. But then like once you get used to it, it's sort of like easier to watch. So in the beginning, I think they were a little bit like, what the F is she doing? But now they're super supportive of it. They all love it. They don't love being in or on camera. They're just not those people. I don't think that it is for everyone. And I think that a lot of people, when they are filmed, it's like they feel like they need to judge themselves after. So I totally respect it. And here or there, I will put them on camera. But for the most part, it's not really about my family. It's more just about me and my life. And I choose to respect their privacy and the fact that they don't want to be put on blast. Okay, this is the question I get asked the most, no matter how many times I address it. What is the stuff that you put in your water after you squeeze lemon? So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, KGMTL, you should. I have lemon water every morning. It's how I start my day. It's how I start my stories every day. I always have, and it probably will always be that way. And I always put in sea salt after. In my case, Celtic salt, but sea salt, Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, all of them are acceptable, and that is what I put in. I can't tell you in a day the amount of people that are like, what is that spice? What are you putting in? It's like concerning, I think, to people. They're like, what the F is she doing? I put Celtic salt in, and I think that people are like, why the F would you put salt into your lemon water? Like, I don't get it. Doesn't salt retain water and bloat you? No. I mean, yes and no. So a little bit in the morning is great because it really basically helps your fluid balance and helps you hold your hydration for the day. And also because it really, Celtic salt is filled with minerals, and so it really replenishes those minerals that you lost while sleeping, and I just love it. So here's another one that I get a lot. You don't do your own laundry. You have a maid and you change 900 times a day. So number one, yes, I do change a lot, and it's funny because I had this conversation the other day with my sister-in-law, and we were saying how, like, I went to school for 11 years and I wore a uniform, and to this day, and I have been graduated for 15 years, I'm like so happy every day that I get to get changed. It's like fun for me, and I get to like put on my own outfit because for so long of my life, I wore a uniform. So I feel like that is maybe why I change so many times in the day. I don't know what the other like reasoning could be. Yes, I do my own laundry. I do have a housekeeper that comes here twice a week. She does help me with laundry and my sheets and my vacuuming and ironing and all that stuff. But I do laundry, and I always have, and I actually find it very therapeutic. But I think people assume that I'm some like spoiled brat that doesn't do anything herself, but when in fact I do like everything myself. I do have a maid twice a week. It is such a pleasure and like such a luxury to have. But other than that, it's all me. I cook for myself, I prep for myself, I do it all myself. And yes, I have a little bit of help, and it is the best. You are into cleaning and organizing. False. That is so false. I'm not into cleaning and organizing, but it will drive me insane if my stuff is not perfectly put away, but there needs to be a spot for everything, and my stuff needs to be tidy. Like, it drives me crazy that things get like dirty and crusty and makeup-y and like whatever. I really need things to be a certain way. I'm not like a neat freak psycho person, and I'm not like OCD, but I'm like, I just like things to be, you know, cleanly and organized and orderly. And I think that it's a sign of self-respect for yourself and for your home and for your stuff to take the extra, you know, 5-10 minutes and just clean up a little bit after yourself. In terms of organizing, I will definitely get my sister-in-law to help me on a video. She organized my entire house for me. She's amazing. And I think that moving into this house and any place that I've ever lived in, having someone, if you're not good at it, sort of make a place for everything in the first place allows you to know where to always put it back and how to keep that up. So I just get overwhelmed. I find like otherwise I would get overwhelmed with like how much I would have to figure out to organize. So having her help me was like a godsend, and now I just know how to keep up the organization because she made it so easy to do. How do I afford all the beauty treatments, products, and clothes? So first of all, I am an influencer. I kind of hate that word, but I am. And a lot of the beauty treatments I do are gifted to me. I don't pay for most of them. And if I do, I get a crazy discount. Because I have built up a loyal following on social media, I have people who trust me. I am able to try a lot of these awesome beauty treatments for free. And obviously share my experience with my follower, and then those people will go and try them themselves. So very often facials and all the different like fun beauty treatments I try, I'm not paying for them. And this is something I talk about all the time. People in general should not compare themselves to people on the internet or be like, how does she have this and how does she have that? I get sent a lot of products, a lot of clothing. It's not realistic to expect that you will ever be able to buy as much or keep up with the amount of stuff that an influencer, not just myself, but anyone is receiving. I think it's a really big problem on social media because on one hand, like, I'm not gonna not show the stuff I'm getting because number one, either I'm working with a company or I'm like, holy shit, I just got all this stuff and I wanna share all the good stuff with the follower. I think as the follower, you need to be able to look at the stuff and say, do I really need this? Am I buying it because I'm just like, you know, in this like mode of like, oh, she has it, I want it. Find, you know, take the time to really look into what your reason is for spending the money. Can you spend the money? Don't spend more than you have, and maybe put aside a certain amount of money, you know, every once in a while to buy like things that you don't really need for yourself. But for the most part, like, make sure your bills are being paid, you're not going into debt over all this stuff. I follow people as well, and I too sometimes get influenced that I want to buy things, but I know when it's time to draw the line and be like, no, this is not for you right now, and like, you cannot afford this. So I think having like the mental capacity to know, you know, to have those boundaries of being able to be realistic over the fact that like, these are influencers, a lot of the stuff is not being paid for and is getting sent to them, and feeling like you need to have as much as they have or as I have or whatever isn't realistic. Because I'm honest with you, I don't pay for a lot of it. We're getting sent it because we have followings, and if we show it, someone might buy it. So don't compare yourself to anyone online. It's the biggest load of bullshit, you know, like, and I'm not saying bullshit, like, I don't show everything. I actually have recently stopped accepting so much PR packages from companies, because I feel like it's just too much. It's almost nauseating at a certain point. And if I know I'm not going to use it, then why am I accepting it? And I don't want to be unboxing 900 different brands all the time. The last thing I will say is, how do I afford doing like, or buying certain things? Let's not forget that like, beauty and, you know, lifestyle and everything is my business. So I am not going to wear the same thing 1,700 times on Instagram or on a post, or you know, I always need to be knowing what's happening, what's the latest and greatest beauty product, and you know, telling my followers. So it is a business expense. So a lot of the stuff I'm able to expense through my business, because that is my business. My business is to be in the know and give you guys the reviews. And on that topic, you make your living as an influencer. That's an assumption that people make. Yes, I make my living as an influencer. When I first started, for the first, I would say, year, I wasn't really making money. I was getting sent a lot of stuff. And then slowly but surely, I was able to go into contracts with companies that I really aligned with, believed in, loved, and I do make my income fully from being an influencer. The meaning of my tattoos, this gets asked all the time. So this tattoo, it's like 2 Ks back to back. It's also kind of the Hakkasan logo. When me and Chris first met, like literally in the first 6 weeks that we met, I don't even know if we weren't even like defined as dating. We went to Vegas together, and he kept saying like, we had gone to Hakkasan, which is like a restaurant club in Vegas. It's one of my favorite restaurants too. And you know, that's the stamp they put on you when you go to the club. And he was like, oh, we should get this. It's 2 Ks because my name is with a K and his name is with a K. And I was like, no, I don't have tattoos. I don't even know you. No. I was like, I'm not even dating you. Like, I'm not getting a tattoo. Anyway, we ended up extending our trip, going to LA after, and he kept talking about it. So like, to call his bluff, I was like, okay, you want to get a tattoo? Let's do it. And then we did it. And I'll never forget, the guy doing his tattoo was like, so is this your wife? Like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't even know if she's my girlfriend. Like, this is so weird. So probably not the best thing to do, because usually they say like it's bad luck, but we ended up married, so it worked out. And I just figured like, I had like a bad like year or 2 before that, and like we were just having such a good time, and I was so happy at that point, felt so free, and we were like so in love. And so I figured, worst case, we don't end up together, I'll like put a line through it, make it like an asterisk, and just like remember that really good time in my life. The other tattoo is a Sagittarius sign, the symbol for Sagittarius, because Chris is a Sagittarius. I got it the day of my sister-in-law Alfie's bridal shower. We were already engaged. Chris has the Gemini one, I have the Sagittarius, and so both of my tattoos are sort of like with my husband, and we have them together, and I love them. I don't regret them. They're small and cute, and I love them. Can I speak French? So I live in Montreal. For those of you who don't know, Montreal is a lot of a Quebec city. It's like a very bilingual city. And I often get asked why I don't speak French. I do speak French. I don't want to speak French because I don't find I'm good at it and I don't practice it. But oui, je parle français. But oui, je parle français très bien, mais je pratique pas. Si je pratiquais, je pense que je peux être. Yeah, I don't know. Très bien. So I just said, yes, I speak French, and I think that if I practice, I'd be really good. So there's that. Okay, this one is ridiculous. So you don't enjoy your husband's company. You never spend time together. He hates your social media and you're not happily married. The amount of people that think that like me and my husband like hate each other is insane. I am just not the kind of person that puts on like a fake bullshit relationship for the camera. So I'm not always like, babe, oh my God. I'm sorry. Everyone who's in a real relationship beyond the first like year or 2 years, it's like real. Like, you know, like I love my husband to death, but part of what makes me love him is the fact that like we have a real relationship. It's not like all just like, you know, rainbows and butterflies. Like sometimes I want to kill him. Sometimes I'm obsessed with him. Like it goes back and forth. And that is the reality of life. Anyone, I really believe, that tells you, oh, I have the best marriage and we're in love and it's better than the day we met is lying to you. I'm telling you, it's a lie. I do love him more than anything. He loves me. We're very happily married, but marriage is real. It can be hard. We've had a few tough years, but it's only made me love him more because we've like gotten through it and getting through it. And he's super supportive of my social media situation. He's a very shy guy. He doesn't want to be on camera all the time. And I respect that about him. I don't know that I would love having a husband that was like always wanting to be on my camera. It would kind of like, I don't know if that would be attractive to me. I like that he's more of like the strong silent type, but like shows his personality to me. So unfortunately, I wish that I could show you guys like my entire life, but that part of my life isn't really documented on social media. And so it might be an assumption that's fair to think because like, you know, I kind of show more of them like, oh, he didn't take out the garbage. Oh, he didn't do this. More than being like, I'm obsessed with my husband because I just find that so irritating and not real. So we do love each other very much. And we've done an assumption video together. So if you guys are ever wondering like, what's up with her husband? He's like never on her social media. I'll link that video below on this video or on the description of this video. And you guys can check it out and see a little bit more about assumptions people have made about us as a couple and about, you know, and just like more about Chris. Okay, last two. My thoughts on keto and intermittent fasting. Can't tell you how many times I get asked this in a day. So my thoughts are this. I think keto is good for a really short time. So doing it for like max 8 weeks is a great way to sort of like reduce inflammation in the body and a really good way to like lose weight quickly. I don't think it's something that should be done for long periods of time. I don't believe in cutting out full food groups. I think it's like the Atkins of the 2010s or whatever. I don't know what you call this. It's like Atkins for like now. And I think that long term, I don't know what it's like going to be for your body. And I think that scientific studies have shown that doing it for longer than 8 weeks at a time can be dangerous or not good for you. I also just don't believe in cutting out food groups. Like if someone tells me like, don't eat fruit, a little bit of like a red flag to me. Don't eat like grains, red flag, like why? Like I don't get it. So, and I don't think that your body should always be in ketosis. Ketosis is literally like starvation. I think that's a lot for your body. So I don't really believe in that. I mean, I do believe in doing it short term or taking like aspects of keto, but not being like fully keto all the time. Intermittent fasting, I think is great. I think it's super important to give your digestive system a break. Digestion takes a lot of energy from our bodies. So intermittent fasting is something that I do believe in. I think it's great. I don't know that it's like the #1 most helpful thing for weight loss, but I do think that when you intermittent fast, you are giving your digestion a break. And because of that, you're preserving energy. And so in turn, your digestion will work better. And so you might be absorbing your nutrients better. And then in turn, you might lose weight. I don't do intermittent fasting, but I definitely fast for 12 hours every day because I usually stop eating at around 7:30 and I don't eat food until like 10. So yeah, I do believe in intermittent fasting. Last question. This is also asked a lot. Have you lost friends since being an influencer? I haven't lost friends. I've lost one friend. Long story short is like long story short is that she was one of my really good friends and she kind of like copied my gig. And then when I kind of like addressed it and was like, no, I'm super happy for you, like do you, but like do it in your own way. Don't like copy what I'm doing because it's like making a fool out of me and our close circle. And it was just like uncomfortable. And she just like threw it back in my face and then like all kinds of things happened. So there was that. In terms of have I lost friends, I haven't lost friends it just has alienated me a bit. I think that a lot of people do watch me online and then they feel that they don't need to ever like reach out to me or check in or see how I'm doing or kind of just be my friend. And so because of that, it has alienated me a bit, but it's really shown me who my true friends are. And most of my friends have been my friends my entire life, and like since I'm a baby. And so it's really nice to see that we've like maintained a friendship through all of our different career paths. And for the most part, my friendships are like super good, but like, yes, it has affected a few friendships, and it has alienated me with like, not so much like my close friends, but like people that I know in the city who are kind of like, they'll see me and make like dumb comments like, oh, are you gonna eat that cookie? Like, oh, you would never. Like, oh, did you ever lemon water today? It's like, can you just like ask me how I am like a normal person, like, and not treat me like the Instagram personality that you see me as, because it's annoying. All right, so as usual, I can go on and on. There's definitely more things that people ask all the time and more assumptions, but these are the ones that like really stuck out to me and really like are the ones that get asked the most. If you want me to do more like Q&As, FAQs, assumption videos, I don't know, any suggestions you have for videos like this, it was super fun to film. Please let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Mwah!